Cheryl, thought for the day. What a awesome.
Thank you. Let's see. So some of you know this already, but in 2012, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that came on the heels of what had already been kind of a difficult time in my life. I had had a miscarriage. I'd gone through a pretty big depression. My relationship had really struggled as part of that. And, I had, during that time, tried to hold it all together and stay in control. And if any of you have ever done that, you know it pretty much always backfires. So when I got this diagnosis, my first thought was, how can I make this crappy experience better than my last crappy experience? Well, actually my first thought was really just, oh shit. But after that, I decided to just reach out to everybody I could for help. I actually even made a little list because there were so many people who were part of my wraparound support team. So I had like a surgical oncologist, a medical oncologist, a radiological oncologist, a reconstructive surgeon. I also asked my family and friends to help me, and they did, and they loved me. But, I think we've all experienced that sometimes the people who love us can't be there for us in the way we want them to, because they have their own stuff they're going through. So, I also saw a lot of professionals. I had a therapist, I had a couples therapist, I had a social worker at the hospital, I had a psychiatrist, I had a nice lady at my church named Margot, I had a peer mentor. A friend of a friend had just gone through breast cancer treatment in South Korea, so all the way across the world, she and I just emailed back and forth, and she was like one step ahead of me in the process, and she could really relate in this way that nobody else could. And so she was really great to have, and I think the only things that I didn't have were like tattoo removal, because when you're going through radiation, they actually put tattoos on you so they know where to point the machines, and a case manager, although honestly I really could have used a case manager. So when I look back on this time in my life, and the other thing that I did was I just wrote a lot. I wrote like crazy because what I quickly discovered was that if I got my story out there, it became my story and it wasn't somebody else's. And even if it was sad and even if I was angry, it was my sadness and my anger. And I didn't feel quite so pathetic. I look back on this time in my life as actually, ironically, a time that I felt really held and loved. And which isn't to say that it wasn't hard. I mean, I lost my boobs, I lost my hair, and I think the biggest thing was just a sense of safety and a sense that the future was sort of laid out in any kind of predictable way. A sense of safety isn't something that you can like rebuild out of silicone. So that was hard, but I also felt like it went as well as a bad thing could go. And sometimes I almost felt a little like guilty about why are all these people putting all their time and resources and energy and money into helping me? Like, I'm just this person can be kind of cranky and kind of lazy. Like, why am I worth all of this? But I think, human beings at our best, we don't make those judgment calls. We just say, here's a person, they need help, and that's enough. And what I love about Homeboy is that when I'm here, I still get a lot of the help that I need on a daily basis just to like live my life. And I also get to sometimes be there to help other people in small ways. And so I just want to say, never be afraid to ask for help and help other people when you can. Thank you.